selling them. Small batch artists and we thugs wearing cardigans. Money never changes, but we changing where the money goes. Hunting down the bag, Pride Alliance to the antelope. Reinvent the manifold, cracking up your cantaloupe. The fiends get the antidote. Got the best work on the block. Be aware when we pop in the Glock. Delgado, Big Mijo, we the top of the top. Swap. Make them shades, get the keys to the city. Make them shades, get the keys to the city.
Goddag, velkommen til endnu en omgang af Run for Covercast. I denne omgang har vi fint besøg fra Canada og Danmark, eller Færøerne reelt set. Og i den anledning så foregår det på engelsk fra nu af, men vil bare sige velkommen. So welcome. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, man, Daniel's son, brown bag money from the north side, man, Toronto, Canada. And yeah, I'm here, man, Run for Cover. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. And with you, you have
Ghost Notes. I'm from the Faroe Islands. I'm here in Copenhagen with my boy, Daniel.
Shout out my man Ghost Notes, man. That's my brother. We've been out here recording, doing shows. Yeah, man, we got an album coming out soon, so watch for that, man. Let's go. This is my brother right here.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. Also, just happy to see like rappers like you working with like Danish producers. But I think we're gonna start by taking it back a bit.
Yeah.
You're what, like 32 years old now?
33.
33. Okay.
Yeah, 1989, baby.
Nice. So, first of all, you have your name, Daniel's son. It's it's somewhat Karate Kid, really, and somewhat not. What was it? Your uncle that used to call you?
Yeah, my
that?
Uncle Terry. My Uncle Terrence, he called me Daniel's son ever since I was a little kid. Like, I'd walk in the room, even to this day, walk in the room, he's like, yo, Daniel's son. So, yeah, that wasn't always my name, but I switched my name. I used to have a different name, and then switched that shit up maybe like 10 years ago. And yeah, Daniel's son, baby, you already know.
What was your name beforehand?
Disable. I used to have the worst rap name ever.
Okay, yeah, that's not a good.
Shit was terrible.
That's not a good rap name.
It's not. Nah, it was terrible.
Is that why you have the Instagram handle you have now?
Yeah, because if like you come to my side, all my friends call me Dis, because that was always my name growing up. So
makes sense.
Yeah, I used to battle a lot, so my shit was like disable, able to dis. I disable your chick when I gave it up. You know what I mean? So that was my opening bar. So some people didn't even get to survive that shit. I crushed them just off that. But that name was whack as fuck, so I had to switch that shit up.
Yeah. And that was your uncle's nickname for you.
Daniel's son, yeah.
Was that the same uncle that had like the studio that was from Holland, the Uncle Danny?
No, my Uncle Danny, different. But so my Auntie Lorraine, who is married into my family through my Uncle Terry, her sister, my Auntie Gloria, that was like her ex-husband, Uncle Danny. Yeah, we used to go over there for family events. He had the studio in the basement. He had like mad like cassette tapes or like freestyle, like Hot 97 freestyles and shit. So yeah, I used to go over there with my cousin Damien when he played basketball. So I'd go over there on the weekends, watch his ball games, come home, kick it over there. And yeah, I used to love just being around the studio environment and shit. So yeah, shout out my Uncle Danny, man.
But you said people used to call you Dis since you were young, and that was your thing. You started with Cypher Soze as your homie back when you like started. You got your first equipment from your mom or something.
Yeah. My dad bought me my first like mic and shit, and then it was at my mom's house though. And yeah, I used to live just around the corner from my man Soze. We used to go to school together and shit. So he would come over to my mom's house and we would record. Yeah, in the laundry room. Hell yeah, man. Shout out to Fletcher's, South Fletcher's. That was the hood. Nice.
And now we get like to I think we should talk a bit about your influences, because I heard you that you like Redman is your favorite rapper of all time.
Yeah, for sure. Redman, yeah, man.
What does Redman mean to you? How do?
When I first like started smoking weed and shit, I heard Muddy Waters, and I heard like the beats, and I mean even before that, like when I would see like the Redman, Method Man shit, Rockwilder. What's that? What's the joint? Microphone Checker, Supreme. What's that joint called? What's that joint called? I'm blanking on that shit. Microphone Checker.
I cannot remember
whatever
any
joint. The number one, the number one motherfucking music video, and I'm blanking on the name, bro. It's the most.
Wasn't it just called the Rockwilder, maybe?
It's something like that. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was a little kid, I used to see that shit on TV. But then when I first started smoking weed, I was already rapping by then. But I heard like the Eric Sermon beats and I heard Redman rapping on it and shit. It really just made me say like, yo, this is the type of music that I want to make, you know, with like the grimy jazz type beats, you know, Superman Lover. And, you know, like Pick It Up, and all that shit, man. Redman is still to this day, like Muddy Waters is my favorite album of all time.
Yeah, and some of your other influences, I feel that you can also sometimes hear in your music, like I know you like Big L and you like Nas, but also like wasn't it something about Raekwon like taught you to like rap in code and the type of lyrics you have now?
Yeah, when I would listen, I would listen to these different artists and I would take like a little piece of like, you know, their style. They would just I'm just picking up the gems that they're dropping, you know. So yeah, Redman like really taught me how to use my voice. And Raekwon definitely the way he be rapping in codes and, you know, using the slang and shit. I don't do it like that. I don't do it exactly like that, but like I do it in my own way, you know? So yeah, definitely picked that up from from Raekwon. Hell yeah, fuck with Nas heavy, you know?
But originally you didn't want to make tracks, you just wanted to do like text battles, right? Like rap boards and stuff like that?
Yeah. I used to text battle all the time, man. I was a champ.
We had that in Denmark as well, especially like in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
we had like a crazy big text battle scene online on like the rap boards.
So like in 2001, I was in grade 6. So probably like 2002, 2003, I started doing the text battle shit. And then right after that, 2002, 2003, I started like actually rapping and recording. And then that's when me and Soze linked up. And then we was always battling, you know, in schoolyard and shit like that. And yeah, that was like the origins of that shit.
And you're talking about the battles. You also you had something like Friday battles and stuff like that.
Freestyle Friday.
Oh, Freestyle Friday.
Yeah, on 106 in Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back then it was like Poster Boy, Avalanche, and then Jin. Jin came through tour.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, man. So Freestyle Fridays was like, we would all get off the bus from school, run home, and we'd all go to somebody's house. Usually it'd probably be my dude Juice's crib. Sometimes it would be my spot. And yeah, we would run home and make sure we caught Freestyle Friday. That was a tradition every Friday. And then we even started having our own Freestyle Fridays at school. So, there's a lot of dope-ass rappers from my neighborhood growing up. Me, Soze, my dude Kid, my dude Juice, who was the illest out of all of us, but he doesn't rap no more.
Yeah, and I remember seeing him. He was really
shout out my dude Juice, man. Illest rapper, illest basketball player. Yeah, man. Shout out to my dude Juice, man. He just had a kid, his first kid. So, you know, Juice, much love to the family, my brother.
And also talking about battles, Canada and Toronto is known for like kickstarting or like being a major part in like the spoken word battles or whatever you call them.
Like acapella battles.
Acapella battles, yeah.
Because I used to be big on like Scribble Jam battles when they would battle on the beats and shit.
I remember I bought the DVDs and just to check it out. And like before YouTube, you got
that was my shit, bro. My dream
Scribble
as a
Jam
kid was to battle at
crazy.
Scribble Jam. Yeah, bro.
Scribble Jam was just the craziest jam of all. We actually had like a Danish rapper who performed and also like a Danish DJ.
Yeah.
Because Slug from Atmosphere, like Anton Slug was here, and Blueprint. They were here. They were here performing in Aarhus, where I'm from.
Okay.
And they saw like a guy called Nadil with like DJ Static, a legendary Danish DJ.
DJ Static, okay.
Yeah, and they were so crazy live because they were like, he was cutting some of the, like instead of having a backup rapper, he just had the DJ cut words in.
Oh, that's fire.
And like they had the craziest set, and he was
we gotta start doing that shit.
Yeah, he was so fluent in English that they actually, when he tried traveling to America for the first time, they denied him access because they didn't believe he hadn't been there before.
Oh shit!
When he was going to play there.
Damn.
So he was held for some time.
Yeah, traveling is fucked up sometimes.
Yeah, but they were so like in awe of them that they booked them to Scribble Jam and featured on the album, both of them.
Okay.
And they didn't want to go on after them.
Yeah, it probably killed that shit.
Yeah, so there's on the, I think it's the 2004, 3 or 4, like Scribble Jam, you can see them.
Okay, I'm gonna check for that.
Yeah.
'Cause I know a lot of that shit's still on YouTube.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, I remember the Scribble Jams. But but the King of the Dot, how do you feel about that? How did you also grew up with that coming?
Yeah, so I mean, I grew up on Freestyle Friday, grew up on Scribble Jam, you know, rapping like battling on beats, right? So I never really got I mean, I got nothing but respect for like the acapella battlers, you know, because they memorized so many fucking lyrics. And like when we was battling, we was really freestyling, you know, like we would take a look at what you're wearing or whatever, and we would try and clown you off that, you know. But the acapella battles is crazy because those dudes really be memorizing like hundreds and hundreds of bars. And just because of my background in rapping on the beats, I didn't really get all the way into the King of the Dot battles and shit. But yeah, I mean, King of the Dot, like Toronto, a.k.a. T-Dot, you know, Screwface Capital. But yeah, that's where it comes from. Shout out to my man Organic. He blew that shit all the way up. And yeah, back in the days, me and Organic, we battled twice on beats. And, you know, I went back when my name was Disable. And yeah, bro.
So he had an easy time dissing you with your name.
Pardon me?
So he had some good lines with you having that name.
Nah, not really. He didn't have no bars about my name.
Okay, that's crazy.
He had some bars though, but I got him. I beat him my first battle ever being on stage. I had to battle him first. I beat him.
Oh,
and
dope.
then the second time we battled, he beat me. So we're 1-1.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
We around that time. When did you start like getting seriously into like recording music? When did you meet up with like the Crate Division guys or the Gold Era guys?
Crate Division. I can't remember exactly what year that was. Maybe like 2013, 2014, something like that. Because before we ever was releasing music, I mean, if you go on my SoundCloud, I have a Brown Bag Money SoundCloud. You could like go back and hear the first fucking tracks that we made and shit. So whatever year that was, man, probably like going on 7-8 years ago. So what would that be? Like 2015, you know? Linked up with Giallo, you know, and I was buying beats. I bought beats off Giallo. Then he just started sending me beats. I bought beats off Fiber Optics. And, you know, shout out my man Fiber Optics from London, England. That's my bro. Shout out to Giallo. And yeah, man, dudes. I was buying beats from them.
But how did you hook up with them? How did you...
Just over Facebook.
Yeah, but you just stumble upon some of their stuff?
There was one of those, it was like some YouTube channel that would just post beats from like everybody, right? I can't remember the name of the YouTube channel. There was a couple different YouTube channels, and they would just have like all these producers. And when I heard the Giallo Point beats and the Fiber Optics beats, I was like, oh shit, you know, this shit's fire. So
they're crazy dope, yeah.
Crazy dope. I used to record over them at my crib and wouldn't release them, you know? I would just listen to them myself and for me and my friends and shit. And then one day I think I found Giallo on Facebook and I added him. And then I had like a couple music videos out at the time. And so I guess he saw the music video and I sent him a couple of the joints. And then I was like, well, yo, let's make this official. Like, let me buy some beats. So I bought a couple beats off of him and then I sent those to him. And he was like, all right, like, yo, you don't got to worry about buying beats no more. Let's just start working.
Dope.
So yeah. Shout out to my man Giallo. Shout out to my man Fiber Optics, man.
So I think maybe this is the time to like listen to like one of the early tracks from you and
hell yeah, what you got?
Giallo. Maybe something from Remo Gaggi?
Yeah, shout out Remo Gaggi. That shit was so we did Division Rivals, me and my man Soze. And then we did the Gunners tape. But Gunners tape, the very first track me and Giallo ever did was called Roaches. And that joint is on the Gunners tape. That was the first joint I ever got spun on Premiere show.
Maybe we should listen to that then?
Yeah, play that shit.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Actually, you know what? You got the joint Cigarellos. Me and my dude Skuddy Ranks. Play Cigarellos, because that was the second track. The same studio session. Roaches was number 1, and Cigarellos is number 2. My man Skuddy Ranks, who's the illest rapper I've ever heard in my life. He's from my side. Shout out to my man Ranks. You already know, family. He's on the hook, killing that shit. And yeah, play that shit so that the people of Denmark can hear my man Skuddy Ranks.
We'll do that.
What up, my man Giallo Point, man, UK to Toronto. Brown Bag Money. Daniel son, motherfuckers. Yeah. And I'm out for them dollar bills. What up? Yo, I give a fuck how it look. Quick to leave a coward shook. Judge through the book, but I dodged that shit. Spread the illness, guarantee you caught that shit. A fresh Ralph had to cop that quick. Make a trip to the corner store, gotta get a $9 pack. Backwoods, real precise, so roger that. 40 ounce of malt liquor when I roll through the habitat. Take a hit off the Captain Black, spark off the bleeds. Ladies asking where I get my trees. Swear they undercover police. No speech, I keep it moving. Spend my time listening, plotting. $1 million scheme envisioning. I break down the crush, roll it in the cigarello, and sip on the rolling rock like Ralph Cifaretto. My side chick rock the 6-inch stilettos. I've been a rebel from the get-go. Yeah.
A real top shot at it. Guns off the squeeze. Empty the magazine. Pan the battlefield. Hustle till we have a meal. From them try figure out. Say brown bag money stand alone. Yo, real top shot at it. Guns off the squeeze. Empty the magazine. Pan the battlefield. Hustle till we have a meal. From them try figure out. Say brown bag money stand alone. Yo.
I bend the corner in the European. Serve the dope out the beamer with a senorita. They hit their veins trying to get the feeling. As long as it's pain, they gon' be drug dealing. Drop anybody that wrong with them. Cook up they flat. Vultures in the air, they survive off the scraps. Found them in the old days. You can see me too. I'm eating food, got no time for road dance. But you know I'm trying to count up the cheeks. All my enemies gon' fall like they autumn leaves. Roaches got kids they trying to feed, so I gotta make this money committing these robberies.
A real top shot at it. Guns off the squeeze. Empty the magazine. Pan the battlefield. Hustle till we have a meal. From them try figure out. Say brown bag money stand alone. Yo, real top shot at it. Guns off the squeeze. Empty the magazine. Pan the battlefield. Hustle till we have a meal. From them try figure out. Say brown bag money stand alone. Yo.
So yeah, that was an old joint with your man Giallo.
Yeah, Giallo and Skuddy Ranks, man. My brother. Real brown bag money shit, man. The origins of the brown bag money.
Yeah, but that's also another question. Brown bag money, exactly who is in brown bag money?
That's me, Futurewave. But like originally, before I ever met Futurewave, right? It was me, my man Skuddy Ranks, my man Juvie Don, and my dude Corey Cash. And we all used to go to school together and shit. You know, do our little shit, get some money and shit. So it never was always just rap shit. That was just like our little crew, you know? Then there was other cats that was in it that never rapped. And but like my man Ranks, Juvie Don, Corey Cash, they all rap. But like, you know, we always just do our little shit, get our little money and shit, you know? That was like our crew. Then it became some rap shit afterwards.
Yeah, and a label as well.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, you had
kind of a label.
Yeah, you had like a Head Crack was on that label, right?
No, that's all Waveguard. All Waveguard music. That's all my man Futurewave.
Okay, because it's credited on Discogs as like a brown bag money.
Probably not on Head Crack, because that's Rome Streets and Futurewave. But maybe on some of the other shit, you know, like me and Futurewave shit, yeah.
Yeah,
that would always be a brown bag money Waveguard collab, but always distributed and like officially through the Waveguard Music website. I owe all that credit to my man Futurewave.
Yeah, but that was also what confused me, that it was a Rome Street album when I was
maybe because I had a feature on it,
yeah,
so they put brown bag money on it.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, shout out to my man Rome Streets, and then shout out to my man Futurewave. Waveguard Music is the label. Waveguard Music is the label.
But also, we talked a bit about the Crate Division guys, but also like Gold Era, like Finn, people like that. How did you hook up with Finn, for example?
Yeah, I've been knowing Finn for a long time. Long time, man. I remember I used to go to the studio called Smoke Shop Studios in Brampton, where I used to live. Legendary studio. Shout out to my dude Smokey. Yo, Smokey, salute. Real legend, community legend. Gave a lot of people somewhere to go, you know, instead of getting in trouble and shit. A lot of motherfuckers would go over to the studio recording shit. So my man Soze started bringing me over there. And I met Finn there back in the days when he used to have dreads and shit. And then fast forward, I moved into a spot called the Rum Bar. Shout out to my man Blizz, my motherfucking big brother to the day that I die. And yeah, Finn started coming over there. we started recording this shit. So yeah, I've been knowing him for a long time.
Dope. Because you've done some stuff with like a lot of different producers, but you just have like your main producers you always use.
Yeah, because we are from like the same neighborhoods and shit. You know, we are from the same neighborhood. Like,
yeah, can you talk a bit about Futurewave, for example? Who's also like
let's
a
talk
native.
about Futurewave. That's my fucking brother, man. I love Futurewave. That's my brother for life. We met. I don't even know now, 5-6 years ago. And so that was like in the time when like me and Giallo, we was dropping shit. And, you know, I kind of started to get a little bit of a buzz, you know? And so I was just like, yo, fuck it, man. I'm just going to work with these dudes, you know? Giallo and Fiber. But then, so me and a dude named Bozak Morris.
Yeah.
You know, Bozak ran a radio. I'm not sure if he still runs it. Shout out my man Bozak. But he definitely ran a radio station back in the days. I went over there, rapped on the radio station and shit. Shout out to Big Jax. And so he sent me a joint called Karate Practice. We did that. And Futurewave did the mix and the master on that. And I was like, yo, damn, this mix sounds mad clean. And so Futurewave hit me up. And then we did a joint called Summer's Fucking Over. And then we just started cooking after that. Futurewave picked me up. We had a music video shoot. Futurewave picked me up. And then we did the video. And then he was like, yo, I got a studio on Saturdays. If you ever want to come to the studio on Saturday. So the very next Saturday we went. And I was like, yo, damn, this guy's got some fucking fire. So that was the Pressure Cooker Studios. And then we went to the studio for like 80 Saturdays in a row. And now that's my best friend and my brother, my mentor. You know, that's just the dude. That's the legend.
Yeah, and in my opinion, the one you did your best work with.
100%.
He's A-list.
No doubt about it, man.
Even though I am a crazy big fan of some of the other
Yeah,
producers
but
as
there's
well.
no doubt about it, man. Futurewave took my career to the next level. When we started working together, shit just started popping. You know, the Pressure Cooker record, to this day, a lot of people say that's our best shit. But like, you know, when I dropped the Remo, I saw a big increase, like my career took a level up. But then when I dropped Pressure Cooker, me and Futurewave dropped Pressure Cooker, that shit really, you know, people really fucked with that record. And, you know, so shout out to the fans, because if it wasn't for the fans, I wouldn't be shit. So shout out to the fans. They really liked that one. And yeah, man, me and Futurewave got mad shit, bro. Mad unreleased shit. From those Pressure Cooker sessions, there was like 30 songs that didn't go on Pressure Cooker. So we got a joint called Baggage Claims that's going to be dropping soon. That's 19 songs that's unreleased from those same Pressure Cooker sessions.
Ooh, double lost tape sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a lost tape type of thing. Yeah, vinyl's already being pressed and shit. My man RDRB on the artwork from Germany. And yeah, this shit is fucking crazy. Afterwards, I'll show you the artwork. The artwork's amazing.
Dope. So I also remember something about Ito, like contacting you.
Yeah.
Your man Ito.
Ito's on Gunner's tape.
Yeah. He like just wrote you a message on SoundCloud after hearing your stuff, right?
Yeah, and yo, I'm a major Vidon fan.
Yeah.
Right, I love Vidon.
And
right?
he even put you on like Omerta,
man,
which is his best voice probably still.
That was a super blessing, man. Super blessing. So I remember, like, I was a big Vado fan, right? And I was always, like, a fan of the shit that Vado did with Vidon.
Yeah.
So I would just look for everything Vidon on YouTube. And I came across an Ito joint from back in the days. This was back in the days. And it was Ito, right?
He's been doing it for a long time.
It's a legend.
He took, like, way too long to get, like, the recognition.
I mean, yo... everything happens in time, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. Vidon is Futurewave, Vidon, Alchemist, Muggs. Vidon is up there with, like, in my personal opinion. And then so my little brother's name is Colin. Shout out to family, you already know. And so he used to do graffiti. And so my brother was such a big fan of Vidon that he used to tag C-Don. That was his tag. So, yo, we used to bump Vidon shit all the fucking time, even just the instrumentals. And so when Ito hit me up in SoundCloud, I was like, oh shit, this is the cat that I seen on the Vidon beat from back in the days. And he was just like, yo, I fuck with your shit if you ever trying to get some work in, boom, boom, boom. Sent him a joint that ended up being, I believe the joint's called Dark Clouds. I sent that to him. He sent me the vocals like the next day. And shit was crazy. Ito's like my favorite rapper, bro. Ito's really my favorite. And it's been history ever since, man. When he told me that he was doing the joint with Vide on and he wanted me on it, that was like one of the best days of my life, you know? So that Sunrays joint is one of my best verses I ever wrote. And yeah, man, shout out to Ito, shout out to Vidon, shout out to the whole Rochester, New York, man.
Yeah, that's also like the first time I noticed you was like on the Smooth Median and like the Ito and the Ito Omerta. That was like the two
introductions.
Joints that, really introductions for me. And then I discovered Remo Gagi just right after that, more or less.
Hell yeah. Yeah, a lot of people told me that they first heard me rapping on the Smooth tape, the Medellin joint. And then, yeah, so shout out to Giallo and to Smooth. I remember, because, Smooth was popping. You know, Smooth was popping back then. And so I remember when we got Smooth on Division Rivals. And, you know, I was like, yo, we lit. Like, we got Smooth, we lit. So shout out to Smooth, man. Smooth's mad cool. We got the link up at Top Shelf Premium. We did our freestyles at like the same time. And Smooth was mad cool, man.
And he was already doing the stuff with Husbag before them and stuff like that.
Yeah, the winners.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the beginning of this whole shit that we got going on right now.
Yeah, back when they used to do the like download mixtape stuff that you would get like before they even were pressed on vinyl later. Right?
Yeah. Vinyl didn't come until after, bro. It was SoundCloud, Bandcamp, shit like that, man. It wasn't until, Westside Gun started doing the fucking vinyls.
That's also...
Westside Gun gave us all the way to eat off those fucking vinyls, so... But when those Westside Gun vinyls was dropping, that's when I started dropping vinyls. So like my shit goes all the way back to then, Remo Gaji was the first vinyl I ever did.
Yeah, that's like 6 years ago, right?
Maybe even more.
Yeah.
Maybe even more, man. But yeah, shout out to Wes, man. He gave us all a way to eat, I know like he might not get enough credit for that, even though it's totally deserved. He with the vinyl and shit like that, he low key put food on motherfuckers' plates with that shit. So now you can see I got all these motherfucking vinyls on the table and shit. But yeah, but before that it was like SoundCloud downloads and Bandcamp and shit like that. I was mostly on SoundCloud though. Even before Spotify, before all of that, it was SoundCloud.
Yeah, it makes sense. Also, there's I feel like this type of like the grimy, slower hip hop style that sometimes a bit lo-fi, sometimes not. But yeah, what you do, what Ito do, what a lot of these people do.
Yep.
I feel like it took like 5-10 years for people to actually really recognize that thing, like with like Benny doing it a long time ago, 38 doing it a long time ago,
it's still
Willie the Kid doing it a long time ago.
Shout out to Willie the Kid, he one of my favorites.
Yeah, before it took like 5 years from like when people started downloading the tapes to like it really blowing up.
Nah, no doubt, because like me being there back in those days, and this is just my personal experience too, like it definitely goes back further, and then it goes back to like before that, man, with the nonfiction, the ill bills, copyright, who I got to link with in Columbus.
The battle MCs,
like just that was when I was a little kid, so like what I'm doing is nothing new, but like from my personal experience, like I was back there, I was doing it back in those days when this shit kind of was, there was like a small community of us. There was really just a small community of us. We would always see the same names, So I remember seeing the Smooths, the Husk Kingpins, the Aldavinos, the SD Knacks, and the Rome Streets, and then like the Crime Apples, the Uncle Johns, and and everybody was already doing their thing. I'm just talking about like when I started to see the names, and so that community of us, like we know, there was one show in New Jersey. The New Jersey Drive show that Crime Apple put on. He brought me out to New York, New Jersey, like New Jersey, Jersey City. Shout out to Jersey City for my first time. And there was so many artists in that room who they're blowing the fuck up to this day. So there was like the Itos. Ito wasn't there, but like the Itos and like that community. There was a community of us. And like 5 years ago, the community was those same names is doing big things now,
Exactly. And also like in a lot of the other styles in that period of hip hop, it was like young people, like when they're 17, 18, 19, they're blowing up. But a lot of these people blew up when they were like late 20s, some even early 30s.
I was definitely, when I dropped Moonshine Mix 1, I was turning 28. I dropped that on my 28th birthday. So I can kind of like go back a couple years before that. So yeah, I was like 24, 25.
Yeah, and then people have been doing it a long time when it happens compared to like a lot of the other styles.
Yeah, a long time because, I mean, I'm 33 now, so I dropped Moonshine Mix fucking...
15 maybe?
Nah, that would have been, I mean, that was like 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I think it turned 5 years old either this year or last year. And so I can remember when I dropped Moonshine Mix 1, and like to where everything is today, in that 5 year period, shit has grown majorly. And you know, and I owe that, you know, that's to all these dope artists putting in work, all these dope producers putting in work, all the fans buying merch, showing up to the shows, all these artists coming out to Europe, opening the gates, you know, like Crime Apple be traveling like crazy, Rome Streets traveling like crazy, guys like that pushing the game forward, you know. That's got a lot to do with cats like that, you know, and there's a lot more too. But, you know, like when I be watching shit and I be seeing Crime out here in Europe going crazy, Rome out here in Europe going crazy, that inspires me to try and do the same thing, you know.
Yeah. Before we go any further, I think we should listen to another song.
Hell yeah.
Maybe with you and Futurewave. We talked about this guy.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Do you have like a track you feel that we should be we should introduce people if they haven't heard you guys before?
Yeah, you know what? I think play a song called Beetlejuice. That one's got a music video, and that joint is off. So that's a great introduction because Futurewave did a tape called Wave God. And yeah, that was like one of the very first tracks that we made. So yeah, play Beetlejuice. There's a music video for that and shit. And yeah, that's a dope ass track. One of my favorite tracks we ever made.
Let's do that.
Futurewave.
We the running rebels. Bar time, Mito. My dude around the corner said he know the devil. Say word. I redlined the whip, almost broke the pedal. Bucket bitch on the creek, she need the coke essential. She said the cheap wine, I'm talking lowest level. Garbage. She crashed her bike into the bus stop. True story. Grab her in the spliff, got my lungs tied. I'm Barry Sanders, ankle breaker, young kind. I ride the type of wave that the sun yachts. Futurewave. Morning top water when I caught a shot. Shooters with no aim, they shot the dog. Another overdose, the dope stopped his heart. So many lives lost, never got the story. How can you blame them? They tryna numb the pain. Can't blame them. They ask what I'm doing, I'm about to run the game. Paint pictures and cover them with a frame. What you call the perfect student, I'm studying in the rain. The ones that get blessed, the ones that need the vision. It says, son, speak louder cause they need to listen. Son, don't ever lose a market off a weak decision. Never. This that shadow work they never seen with him. Repeat. The ones that get blessed, the ones that need the vision. It says, son, speak louder cause they need to listen. Speak louder. Don't ever lose a market off a weak decision. Never. This that shadow work they never seen with him. My dog down the street says he knows his own way to heaven. I seen his angel, I feel I made a great impression. I rode with the gremlins that got the same intentions. I could chef you a plate, it would only take a second. Drive to Florida, islands with the private borders. Flood the beaches, the sharks up in the rising water. Get your life recorders, I rock the fly fedora. The dislocated man's shoulder with a tight Kimura. Take the L, my dude go away to scale. When my time comes for me, straight to hell. Big girl, walk a mile and the ankle swell. Room full of chicken bones like a Haitian spell. Fat L's roll the fire trees in. My team hold it down for entire seasons. Went to Venezuela just to buy me these Timbs. That Ralph stay on me like a Siamese twin. That Ralph, the ones that get blessed, the ones that need the vision. It says, son, speak louder cause they need to listen. Son, don't ever lose a market off a weak decision. Never. This that shadow work they never seen with him. The ones that get blessed, the ones that need the vision. It says, son, speak louder cause they need to listen.
never lose a market off a weak decision. Never. This that shadow work they never seen. We're here.
Super, so that was the track Beetlejuice with you and Futurewave.
Yes, sir.
Dope track. I think now we can get into like some of the...
Bless you, my brother.
We heard like a lot of your history and how you got to some part of where you are now. I think now is maybe a time for some of how it's been and some of the stories and stuff like that.
Cool.
First of all, I heard you talking about like being mixed race and how being perceived as a white rapper sometimes can be like an issue sometimes, or at least be a challenge for some people.
Not really an issue. You know, my mom's side of the family is from South Africa. You know, so yeah, I got South African blood in me. You know, cats that I would bring over to my mom's house for the first time, they'd see my mom and be like, "Oh shit," you know. So. Yeah, man. But it's never really been an issue, you know. Toronto, Brampton, where I grew up is mad multicultural, you know. So I grew up around a lot of different races, a lot of different cultures, a lot of different foods, a lot of different women, a lot of different music. So I love it. I'm very glad that I grew up like multicultural like that, you know. So, but yeah, it never presented no issues that I can remember, you know.
That's good, because I've heard of other people talking about like sometimes that being a white rapper sometimes meant that some people felt that you weren't dope just because you had that.
I mean, that might be other people's experience. Like some artists might have experienced that, you know. I never really experienced that because I was always the only white dude in my crew, you know. So I grew up around a lot of Jamaicans, you know? So, you know, I'd be the one white dude in the crew. So, but I was going everywhere, you know? I was going everywhere. So that wasn't really my experience, just because like I grew up mad multicultural.
That's good to hear.
And, you know, I was always just the only white dude, you know? So, but then motherfuckers would come to my crib and see my mom and they'd be like, "Oh shit, like you're not all the way white." So, but yeah, shout out to my mom. Shout out to Norma Jean. Love you, Mom. You already know. We out here in Denmark. Can you believe this shit? We in Copenhagen, Mom. Like, can you believe this shit? When I was 13, rapping in the basement, rapping in the motherfucking laundry room. Now we in Copenhagen doing podcasts and shit.
Yeah, and also, let's talk a bit about that, because it seems that not only you, but a lot of the people who make this slow, like, grimy type of hip-hop has a large fan base in, like, Europe.
Hell yeah.
That it's big over here.
Yeah,
so
I love that.
How is it compared to like Toronto, or even in like the States when you go to like
it's slow in Toronto.
Rochester, or maybe it's big, but not all parts of the US. I think it seems that it's big.
Right, it's more like on the East Coast, you know, like New York, New Jersey, like New York City, upstate New York, and you know, Jersey. I mean, we just did a show with the Rome Streets tour in Boston. Boston's got a crazy fucking hip-hop scene. That show was fucking packed. You know, so many dope artists coming from Massachusetts, you know, Aldovino, Esti-Nack, one of my favorites, RLX, Primo Prophet, you know, Michelangelo on the producer side. So Massachusetts as a whole just has so much dope artists, you know, artists that are some of my personal favorites. And so, yeah, East Coast, shout out to the East Coast, man, Boston, New York. But like, and then like when I went to LA, I got to see how crazy it is in LA and San Diego, so the West Coast. But the love in Europe is different. Like the show that I just did in Lyon, in France.
Yeah.
Craziest show I've ever been a part of, man. So like the European fans they're like diehards, man. And I love it. It makes me I'm so appreciative. I'm so grateful. You know, I'm just so grateful that I even have fans, period. But like, the European fans is different, man. Shout out to all my European fans. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for copping the vinyl. Thank you for coming to the shows. You know, thank you for all the good conversations, to all the people I had after the show in Lyon. Met so many cool people out here in Copenhagen. in Næstved, Næstved.
Yeah.
Shout out to Næstved. Shout out to my man Sven for bringing me out there. All the cool people I met out there. And I just really look forward to continuing my travels throughout Europe because I look forward to meeting all the supporters.
That sounds dope, and I can understand that. It's been like I think it's been like that for a long time. That if you're an underground rapper, you even saw with non-fiction back in the days.
Hell yeah!
And Master Ace and all of those people, like they went to Europe a lot.
Yeah,
and they were talking about it's so much crazier being in Europe, and they feel so much more appreciated over here.
Right.
Also, maybe because we don't, for example, there used to be where I come from in Aarhus, there was a hip hop festival each year that had like a lot of Danish acts, but each day like giant, like for us, really big American hip hop act.
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe 2 or 3, and whenever the American rappers were there, they were like, we don't have this in the US. It's like local often,
right.
And it's maybe it's better now, but back then it's like we don't have those type of jams.
Yeah. No, I hear that for sure.
They do tours maybe, and then it's like a couple of people together, but not like 3-day festivals with just hip hop.
Hey, yo,
and
my
graffiti.
man Ghost be showing about the festivals. Like they're crazy. Like
festivals out here in Denmark are crazy.
Yeah, tell them about the festivals, bro.
No,
like some of your experiences.
Like the Roskilde festivals, I think like that's like my favorite experience. It's just like a 7-day party. So you go out there first, and then like you go to the festival. I think it starts originally on like a Thursday, but people will go out there on a Sunday. So you just go there Sunday, you camp outside the fence, and then when they open the fence, you run in, you like claim your spot, you put up your tent, and people just bring mad alcohol, people smoking weed, and you just party for 4 days straight.
Before the shit even starts.
Before the festival starts, you just party every single day. You don't get any sleep. It's mad warm. You're just sleeping in this tent, which is basically just a hot box.
Yeah.
And then all the up and coming cats that are playing on like small scenes.
Yeah, on Wednesday,
On Wednesday, and then people also bring their own like big speaker systems that they built over the year.
Yeah.
They rock up with that, so people are like battling with like who's got the best speaker system.
Yeah.
And then the festival starts, and then it's like 190 acts like spread out over like 3 days.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
And it's such a Danish thing that like when we stopped having the hip hop festivals in Denmark were different because they weren't like camp festivals. They were like venue festivals or like you come and see and go home and sleep festivals like with Vanguard.
Yeah, 100%.
But when they stopped having those hip hop festivals in Denmark, me and 2 other guys were like, we're going to like Germany just to see the festival.
Germany got some cool festivals.
Yeah, but just to like see the fucking rap acts, we needed to see some hip hop.
Right.
And we went to like a festival called Art for Fame. There was also like a part graffiti festival. As you can see, we're graffiti nerds here as well.
Yeah, I love it.
But yeah, then we just we brought like 2 like live monitor speakers, a subwoofer, car battery, and like a phone with Spotify.
Car battery.
And just a phone.
You hook it up on the speakers.
That's dope
for a camp, and we were the only ones at the whole festival with that. So we had like 250 people dancing outside our camps, and all of the other camps happy we were playing better music than the DJs at the event. So we went back like the next couple of years. We just went there with like record players, like Serato and mixers and like mics, so we could do like freestyle battles and and a large party tent, and then we just. But they didn't like the next year we went there. Other people had started to bring big speakers, but that apparently wasn't a part of it in Germany, and we became known like as the Danish camp.
That's what's up.
And now have like we have like a lot of connects just in Germany from that.
That's super dope.
But that says a lot about like the Danish like festival culture. That if you go to like Roskilde, that would be one of the smallest systems.
Yeah,
at whole Roskilde.
Like legit, some people like have some. It looks like a van that they just build into like mad speakers.
Yeah,
and then just like throw parties and like maybe like 500 people dancing until like 6 o'clock in the morning. It's so dope.
Some of the campsites even have their own stage. Yeah, they even have their own stage with live acts. Some of the camps.
That's so dope.
That's crazy.
I love to hear stories like that, man.
Yeah, because that's also like I just think we have like a thing with culture. Culture is really important in Europe, at least.
Man, I love the culture. Like I love the culture, like the French culture, like in Lyon. That's the only place in France I got to go. culture was crazy. Like I landed in Lyon, there was like a strike, like I don't know, I don't want to call it a riot because I called it a riot and some motherfuckers was on. They're like, this ain't no riot shit, right?
the strike with the transport and stuff like that.
Yeah. But yo, motherfuckers was like with the flares and burning shit.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's demonstrations. Yeah.
I love that shit, bro.
We do that. That's like part of a democracy here.
I love that shit, man. And like, the culture, like the food, the different languages and shit. I love the culture. I love the European cultures, man. I've only been able to experience Lyon, France, Copenhagen, Denmark, Næstved. But I look forward to experiencing all the different cultures, man.
Yeah, hopefully you'll just be a regular in Europe.
I'm going to move. I'm going to be a resident.
You always have a spot to stay.
I'm going to move to Freetown. I'm a resident now. Now I'm drinking Clico in the President's Lounge.
but yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, the Foxy-Conde, man. Yo, mix the Foxy-Conde with the vodka, call it Schnapsy-Conde.
Yeah, but we actually have a lot of American rappers living in Europe.
I don't blame them.
Yeah,
I can see why, man. I can see why. It's fucking
exactly.
dope as hell out here.
But also, like, let's go back to, like, I remember you had, like, a whole different type of experience in a club in, I can't remember which city, but there was you were performing and some guy at the entrance was shooting or something.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to talk about that, though.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
I don't want to... unfortunate situation that went down. And, man, I talked about it with a couple podcasts, and they kind of ran with it the wrong way. Not saying that you was going to do that, not saying that you would do that. But, like, just some people, like some of my big dogs and shit told me, like, just don't talk about this shit no more. So, respectfully.
That's cool. We don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But we can just maybe do some other thing. Yeah, I'm told you had, like... that you were like with Rome Streets in LA, and you were at the studio with like Mox.
Yeah, man.
And that was also like a cultural experience.
That was the day. That was the best day of my life. Shout out to my man Rome Streets. That's my bro. He's killing shit right now. Been killing shit, but super killing it right now. And I was on tour with him, opening up. With my man Rem the Villain, Eddie Kane. Shout out to my guys. And, Coach Bombay. And, yeah, man, we was going city to city, making shit shake, man. And we got to L.A. And, they told me, yo, we going to Muggs' studio. I was like, this shit crazy, Been a fan of Cypress Hill. My little brother Colin put me on Cypress Hill. Like, I'm the older brother, but my little brother was the one putting me on music. Which is crazy. Because I was always just looking for beats. So I rapped on, like, Cypress Hill instrumentals. I've been rapping on Muggs' beats since I was a little kid. But my brother would be the one buying the CDs and shit, right? So we get to Muggs' studio, and we start walking in, and I'm meeting all these people for the first time. TF? TF? He's dope as hell. One of my favorite rappers out right now. Super dope. Got to meet him. Cool dude. But like Crime Apple, cat I met through Crime Apple, DJ Brown. He was there. That's like my bro. I hadn't seen him in forever. So, like, I see him at the back of the room. I got to, like, shake your hand. But, like, I'm looking at Brown, and I'm like, yo, thank God that I see somebody that I know, right?
Yeah.
So we get into Muggs', and, I get to meet Muggs, and I'm like, yo, Muggs is a straight fucking legend, right?
What?
So I sit down, and there's, like, all these bottles of champagne, all these bottles of Moet. But there's, like, a lot of serious dudes in the room, right? So I didn't want to ask nobody for a cup. I'm just chilling, bro. I don't want to walk in the room and be like, oh, shit, there's champagne. Like, yo, let me get a glass. I was chilling. So Brown comes over to me, yo, you thirsty? I'm like, yeah. I don't know if you know, but DJ Brown has this shit. There's this drink called Fungus, right? So DJ Brown is like, yo, you thirsty? You want some of the Gus? I said, hell yeah, I fuck with you fuck with mushrooms? Like shrooms? Nah. One day, yo, anybody who doesn't fuck with shrooms should drink the Gusto because it's like microdosed, right? It's good, it's just a good vibe, you don't get fucked up or whatever, But like, I mean, shit, bro, we got fucked up off the motherfucking Gus, bro, because he gave me one cup, he gave me a bottle, and he's like, yo, if you more thirsty, come to the back, go to the back. There's like a water jug like this, just full of the Gus. So me, Rome, TF. It's basically me, Rome, and TF took down like a whole gallon of this Gus. So we was fucked up. And We was fucked up. And so like Muggs starts playing like 100 of the illest beats that I've ever heard in my life, right? And he's got the craziest sound system in there, bro. Like the sound system hits the bass. When the bass hits, you can't breathe. It's like got your lungs like in a grip. And I'm just like, holy fuck, man. And I'm starting to get high off the shrooms. I'm looking around, there's faces in the fucking wall that's like in the artwork and shit. And so Rome picks a beat, you know, because like Rome been going there, you know, Deaf and the Magician. That like Rome been doing that. You know, this is my first time going there. So I'm chilling. And like I'm like, this is Rome's studio session, you know? I'm just there. I'm just happy to be there. So Rome picks a beat and Rome goes up and kills the verse, smokes that shit. And so I'm chilling, writing in the cut. And I'm like, yo, I go to my manager, I go to coach. I was like, yo, I got some heat for that. He's like, yo, go tell Muggs. And at this point, like, I could tell, like, nobody knows who the fuck I am, right? I'm thinking like, yo, maybe they might have heard the name Daniel Son over online. Nah, that online shit does not matter. That online shit doesn't matter. Like when you're there in the boss's lounge in the studio with the boss, that online shit does not matter.
Made to players only.
Yeah, facts. So my dude coach is like, yo, like go tell Muggs. And so you know, I went to go like tell Muggs, and I could tell he didn't really know who the fuck I was, right? I mean, hey, yo, Muggs is a fucking legend. Who am I? You know, I'm not. So you know, Muggs didn't really know who I was, and so my man coach came through and was like, yo, let him rock. And so I got to go on the mic, and yo, right before I stepped to the mic, all the shrooms hit me at once. I got mad nervous. I started sweating and shit. And so I one take, boom. Everyone in the studio was like, oh. And so I look at Muggs. Muggs takes his headphones off. He's like, yo, I fuck with that. And I was like, oh, shit, like such a relief, right?
That's a co-sign you want.
Bro, like I'm honored. Truly was honored, you know? And then, so like Rome went up, did another joint, and then Muggs would be like, yo, Daniel, son, like, you got something for this? And I was just like, best day of my life, you know? Muggs like the ultimate host, man, like, bought mad pizza, bought mad cheeseburgers and shit, mad Moet, but like, I wasn't drinking none of the Moet, we was just drinking the Gus, getting fucked up. And so, yeah, bro, Muggs' studio was like the best time of my life. That was the best day of my life. Like, Muggs, just such a super legend, but like super cool, you know? So I had forgot my lighter in the studio. When everybody was leaving, I forgot my lighter. So I ran back in. And I was so high, I was so fucked up off the shrooms, I forgot that I brought a vinyl for him. So I was like, yo, Muggs, like, is it cool if I give you like this vinyl, like as a token of my appreciation, you know? Thank you for having me here, and thank you for allowing me to bless the mic and shit.
Yeah.
So he was mad cool, you know, signed the vinyl for him, and we got to have a conversation, like a real quick conversation. And yeah, bro, shout out to DJ Muggs, man. Not just one of the illest producers of all time, but like just such a cool dude, man. Just a real cool dude. And Muggs don't fuck around, man. He be in the studio chair doing his shit. He run outside, do some motherfucking chin-ups. You know, he's got the workout area out there. The Soul Assassins compound is the dopest place I've ever been in my life. Like some Grand Theft Auto hideout shit.
Yeah, I saw it in the documentary, like the LA documentary.
The LA Originals, right? Yeah.
Also the Cypress Hill documentary, the new one.
They have a new documentary?
Yeah, it's really dope, really dope.
Oh, sounds super dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should check that out.
I'm going to check that out.
That's
the LA Originals, I've watched that like 4 or 5 times.
Also, yeah, but he's also like a legendary photographer. Like,
yeah.
He also did a limited edition spray can.
That's about
recently,
right?
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, dope. It's
super dope, man.
Also, that's like, now you feel sort of you made it a bit more, like...
Oh, hell yeah, man. I went back home flexing on motherfuckers, man. I'm like, yo, I was at Muggs' studio. But, like, I'm humble, you know. But, like, in my mind, I'm like, you can't fuck with me, bro. I was just at Muggs', you know. Humbly, respectfully.
Yeah, but he got his co-signing and you got his props.
I mean, I wouldn't even say I got the co-sign, but I got to share the room with them. And I got to do a verse, and you know, I got to rap on a DJ Muggs beat while Muggs was in the room. You know, I still got a lot more work to do. you know? So, but shout out to Muggs, man. Muggs is mad cool. Like, just such a cool dude. And just my whole experience there was just amazing, man. I can't say enough good things about it. All the people in the room that I got to meet, shout out to my dude Wes, shout out to TF, Doe Networks, you know? And then shout out to my man DJ Brown that just held me down while I was in there, you know, got us all fucked up off the Gus. And he just, seeing him there made my whole experience 1,000 times better, because otherwise I would have just been meeting everybody for the first time. But great night, man. Literally the best day of my life. So, you know, thank you to everybody that was involved with that shit.
Dope. Also, they always say never meet your...
They say don't meet your idols.
Yeah.
Yo, Muggs,
dope that you met your idol and he was dope.
Yo, coolest dude in the world, man. Straight the fuck up. Coolest dude in the world.
I think now we're going to take it a bit to your relationship and how you...
Me and Ghost?
Yeah, you and Ghost. But I think before we do that, and before we also hear a bit about Ghost and who he is, we should probably hear like a track that you two have.
Yeah,
we're talking about you have a new track that's like a sneak preview or...
100%, yeah. We've been in the studio the past like 3 days. I think we got like 8 or 9 joints down in like 3 days. We've been like basically 14, 15 hours every day in the studio. So we'll pick one of those joints, put it on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just put it in and then we'll see.
Perfect.
Super. Hell yeah. And that live premiere, you know, run for cover with the exclusives.
That'll come here.
Daniel's son, Ghost Notes, man. Come on.
Super.
Courtside shit. Take them on a walk through the north side. Ghost Notes. Hold up. I up my chances from a 50-50. Born a handsome devil, talented as Mr. Ripley. I sip the whiskey, I score, fuck if the system fit me. Shorty hated every time I'm in the windy city. I broke her horse, but it burns when it's hers I break. I say a prayer for every curse I shake. I'm catching flights, but soon to be the hearse I take. Oh Lord, until I'm laying in my final resting place. I know I died legend, so I'm living on. For all the times I was wrong, I had to write the song. Scheming with the tattoos, good smile. Countertops, marble floors with the good times. We could have it all, we could have it all. I brought them all together, not a lasting car. Through the back alleys, watch the Aston crowd. Same alleys and buckets having them bad withdrawals. All my dice roll 4, 5, 6. They rarely ever see a force like this. I'm not so bad for a courtside kid. Now it's difficult to ignore my script. Why? Cause all my dice roll 4, 5, 6. They rarely ever see a force like this. I'm not so bad for a courtside kid. Now it's difficult to ignore my script. I was in the hunting fields eating scraps for my dinner. Stretch the harvest out, pray it lasts through the winter. This the message I was tasked to deliver. Why the good girls get matched with the sinners. I feel no remorse when I hold the torch. I was born to open doors with a show of force. Northside overlords from the coldest ports. And now we plotting on them global tours. And yo, she wanna take my last name. Photographic memories in a glass frame. The future looking bright, but my past stained. Bucket shooting filth in a half vein. Life pass you by in the fast lane. I couldn't let it happen. On my book you seeing extra action. Now you trying to sell around here, son, then we get the taxi. I got so many questions, but forget to ask. All my dice roll 4, 5, 6. They rarely ever see a force like this. I'm not so bad for a courtside kid. Now it's difficult to ignore my script. Why? Cause all my dice roll 4, 5, 6. They rarely ever see a force like this. I'm not so bad for a courtside kid. Now it's difficult to ignore my script.
So this was an exclusive Ghost Notes and Daniel's son Denmark-Canada Connect.
100%.
Or Faroe Islands, actually.
Faroe Islands, actually, yeah, 100%.
We don't want to be like the Faroe Islands has to be Denmark.
No.
But talk a bit about yourself, Ghost Notes. You're originally from the Faroe Islands.
Like, I'm born and raised in the Faroe Islands. I grew up in a small village called Kamsdaler. It's like when I was living there, I think it was like 118 people.
Yeah, that's a really small town.
So it was like nothing there really. Like, and I think like I'm the only one. I think I was the only kid born in '92 in that village.
Damn.
And so like I was lucky. My dad, he's been sailing since before I was born, and like he would always like be in Norway sailing, and he's like, oh shit, like I have this like computer. So he brought me home the computer when I was like 7, 8 years old, and we just got the internet. I plugged that in. I went like searching online on Google or whatever was out there, and I found YouTube. I was like, okay, what is this? I started searching around, and I saw this like the name Eminem.
Yeah.
Pressed on that one. I was like, okay, this is some different than country or indie. I was like, this is something I fuck with, you know? And like after hearing Eminem, I was like digging deeper into the cave. I was like finding all these dope artists. But like actually the kid that put me into underground hip hop is like I heard Mac Miller. Mac Miller was spitting.
R.I.P. Mac Miller.
R.I.P. Mac Miller, man.
When he was spitting over the Lord Finesse stuff?
No, so the thing is like I was hearing all these tracks like with Lord Finesse and stuff, but like I didn't know that was a Lord Finesse beat. But then I saw an interview with Mac Miller, and they asked him who's his favorite rapper. And he's like, my favorite rapper is Big L. I'm like, okay, who the hell's Big L? I go, look up Big L, boom, my life changed. After that, like my whole style, I was like, Big L, underground hip-hop, that's my thing now. So like Mac Miller put me on underground hip-hop.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah.
That's really dope.
Also, a bit ironic because he was such a big underground fan, but a lot of them really hated him and tried to sue him and stuff like that.
I think like the thing with him, like he had such a respect. Like I never met the guy, I don't know him, but like I could like see from his interviews and videos, like he has such a respect for underground hip hop. He was like rapping all over all the DITC beats and Lord Finesse and stuff. And he has so much knowledge that I saw about underground hip hop. But of course, when it comes to business and you're stealing beats and releasing it, I can understand that people get mad.
Yeah, of course. But so you started listening to Big L and got inspired. When did you start producing, and how did you get into producing?
So I first started producing when I was like 11 years old. Like
Damn, you started making beats when you was 11?
100%. So like,
Holy shit.
He had nothing to do in that small
like legit, there's nothing to do. Like when I was 6 years old, my mom signed me up to play. Originally, I was going to play the saxophone.
That's dope.
But there was no space for playing the saxophone, so the only thing they had available was the clarinet.
Yo, that's crazy because, bro, I wanted to play the drums and they wouldn't let me, and I played the clarinet too.
I played the clarinet for 10 years.
You should do like a clarinet beat where both of you were playing.
I still have 2 clarinets at home.
And you're sick with it? You know what I used to play? Hot cross buns.
No, really? No.
Yeah, facts.
No, so dope. Like, so I played the clarinets for 10 years, yeah.
That's dope as hell, man.
Yeah,
that's
like,
how you know we real brothers, man. We on the clarinet.
100%.
The clarinet
Let's
boys.
get it, my bro.
That could be the title of the next album, like Clarinet Boys.
Nah. We got a dope title. We ain't gonna tell you the title yet, but we got a dope ass title, right?
Dope title.
Yeah,
Daniel came up with it, super dope. But yeah, like I started producing when I was like, I played the clarinet. And like I love playing music, I love creating music, and I think that's where like, okay, like I'm playing all these songs, but it's not my songs, you know? And then my boy put me on this thing called EJ.
Yeah, I remember.
You basically just take loops, you put them together. There's already like keys, there's drums, but you're not making anything. You're just like putting loops together.
Yeah, we used that as a DAW back in the days as well because that was so cheap and we had it.
And then after EJ, I got Fruity Loops.
Yeah,
I think the first Fruity Loops I was almost Fruity Loops 6.
Yeah, Fruity Loops is so dope.
So I started making beats on that one. I was like, okay, this is like a game changer. But I could never play the piano or anything. And then like I heard the song like Eminem, what's my name is.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's the sickest beat. I was like, how did they play that? And then I found out, okay, they sampled it. I'm like, okay, so you can take someone's music, you can sample it, flip it your own way, make it into a beat. I'm like, that's rest is history.
That's what's
After I heard that song and I found out like that sampling, that's what I did.
And yo, the thing about Ghost joints is like, yo, the samples he be using, I never heard those samples before. Same with Futurewave, you know?
Shout out Futurewave.
Shout out to Futurewave. Like, Futurewave be using samples that I never heard before, and Ghost be using samples that I never heard before. So
also, we're in an era where a lot of people are using the same samples. Either they're
and
not.
a lot of people be snitching on the sample. Yo, fuck them sample snitches, man.
Also
Who sampled? You can see everything.
That's some whack ass shit.
Also, one thing is people not digging deep. Another thing is a lot of people are just using like what they have from sample banks.
100%.
And then it's the same beats just with different sounds.
Like, believe it, like I love digging. I love the smell of vinyls, but like growing up in the Faroe Islands, we didn't have vinyls. I didn't.
But you can sample from anything.
Exactly. So like that's what I was put on YouTube sampling. So like I would say 95% of my beats are sampled from YouTube because like I don't have the money or resources for digging for vinyls. I still do it, but I never buy the vinyls. I dig for vinyls, I snap a photo, find them on YouTube, and then I take it from there.
Hell yeah. And yo, he be pulling up the craziest samples. Like we was in the studio, like when we got to the studio at what, like 11:30, 12?
Yeah, this morning. Yeah.
First sample he puts on, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Boom. With like 30 minutes later, we had the fucking track.
We had the first track.
Yo, bro, this is the guy right here. His sample game, like the way that he be finding samples and yeah, shout out to my man Ghost, man. He be killing shit.
I love digging. It's like
but when did you start releasing stuff? You the only thing I really know about you from before you went to Denmark was like I don't even know how it's supposed to be pronounced, but
Svenga, shout out Sten Rowe and Ragnar. So like originally like I was making beats, and then I was like, I was never good at it. This was before I like figured out sampling, and then I was like, okay, I want to rap. You know, I want to be like Eminem. I was like freestyling and all this shit up, but I was rapping in Faroese. And then I was like, I put out my first rap song called Krati Respect, which is like what is respect in Faroese.
That's dope.
And then like these two guys, Svenga, they heard my track. They were the biggest thing, like rappers in the Faroe Islands.
Yeah, they won like Faroe Music Awards.
Yeah, so like we made an album together called Lawnmare Oira, which is like lend me a ear, but it's also slang for like lend me some money.
Okay, that's dope.
So we made an album. I think I made about 70% of the beats on that album, and then that album won Album of the Year and Best Lyrics in the Faroe Islands for all the albums released in the Faroe Islands in 2018.
That's what's up. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, brother. And then like when I first started rapping, I put out my song, and then I think they felt some competition because there was another rapper in a small country. So they started dissing me on a track, and then I put a diss track for them. So I was like spinning at them like
beef.
Y'all motherfuckers can't fuck with ghosts,
exactly.
man.
And then we were like beefing. We met in the street. We weren't fighting, just like pushing each other. Day after we met in the studio, they found out I make beats. Then I started producing for them, and then like we made a lot of songs together, and like now those two are my brothers.
That's what's up.
Yeah, shout out Sten Rowe and Ragnar.
You see how shit like that happens, like, you know?
Exactly.
Once you get that respect, you know?
100%.
You meet in the streets sometimes, you have problems, you meet in the streets,
100%.
squabble it up a little bit, and then
you figure it out.
Yeah,
figure
exactly.
out.
Like last time we performed, because I'm on the the album where we won the Album of the Year. I also have a verse in Faroese. I'll show you to it later.
Yeah, I want to hear that shit.
But we performed at a festival for 6,000 people. So I was like on stage spitting for 6,000 people. Like it was super dope.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, super dope.
I never rapped in front of that many people before.
But then you moved to Denmark, what, 10 years ago? Or?
No, it's only 5 years ago.
5 years ago, okay.
So like I was working in the Faroe, like I've always been working in the bartending scene. So I've always been like making cocktails and stuff, but like music on the side.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what, like I'm never gonna make it in the Faroe Islands. Like even though like me, I first hit up Danielson in 2014 over Facebook, but like it was like so far away, and I was like, you know what, let me move a bit closer to where the scene is. So I just like quit my job, booked a ticket, packed my stuff, and I moved to Copenhagen. And then like I was like trying to make beats, but like I didn't really hit it out with anyone. And then Mass Eptrup out here in Copenhagen, he wrote
Street
to me.
Mass, yeah.
Shout out to Mass. Shout out to Mass, man.
Shout out to Mass. So he was the first one to ever hit me up, and he's like, hey, your beats are fucking crazy, let's link up. So we linked up, and then we were making some, like I was making beats, we were just chilling, he was like super dope, and then like I was introduced to Felix De Luca.
Yeah.
Shout out to Felix De Luca, my bro.
Super legend. And then
way back from Royal Mod as well.
Exactly, back from Royal Mod. So me and Felix started doing joints together, and then like we just had this natural bond, so ever since we first met in the studio, we just like every night just like link up, we call each other. Even though we're not in the studio, he will call me, like, just like you in Futurewave.
Yeah.
He'll call me, we'll talk about nothing. Like, what do you have for breakfast? What are you gonna do today?
Just talk about life.
How's your mom? Or you know, so like yeah. So super dope.
That's what's up.
So
I'd love to hear that shit.
So you originally wrote like Daniel back in 2014. Did you keep in contact in between then, or when did you like figure out you wanted to make something together?
Yeah, so like I think I first found him. I think it's either on YouTube or SoundCloud, and I heard his stuff. I was like, you know what, like I got some beats for him, but like my beats back then, like I'll be honest, they were not good. So I reached out to Daniel on Facebook and like, hey man, I got some beats for you. I sent it to him, but he was super nice. He was like, yo, this is on some Madlib shit. It's like crazy. Like, but it was just like me figuring stuff out, you know? So like we were like trying to link up on it, but it never happened because like it just didn't, like my beats were not really speaking that much, like I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But like, I think like 4 years back, I wrote back to him like, hey man, like let's do an EP or something. Like I sent him some money and then we like started working together like properly. And then since then I've been sending him beats and he's been picking out the best ones and then we've been making some joints. And yeah, we've just been keeping contact ever since.
My brother.
Oh, yeah,
brother.
brother.
I'm glad.
Dope. And now you're working on getting a lot of tracks done.
We're getting a lot of tracks done.
A lot, man. It's been lots of fun and like easy, organic, you know?
So yeah,
he's super easy to work with. And like, aside from the music, like, yo, just a super cool dude. We like brothers now, you know?
100%.
So we've been kicking it, and yo, he put me up, you know? I've been staying at the crib and shit.
100%.
And yo, shout out to my man Ghost, bro. He really hooked shit up. Shout out to Mass.
Shout out to Mass.
Shout out to Mass, big time, man.
Yeah.
Nothing but respect, Mass. Yo, salute for
He's
real.
been the best host ever.
Yo, incredible,
Yeah.
incredible. And yo, Felix and like everybody else I got to meet, Oliver.
Yeah, you met Oliver, like Casey. You
Yeah,
met Benny
Benny.
Jams. You met Nova Carter. Like
Nova Carter.
We went out last night to have some Thai food.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
That was so dope.
Yeah, I've been having a great time, man.
Yeah.
And I owe it all to Ghost. man. And Mass. But like, I would have never met Mass if it wasn't for Ghost.
100%.
So yeah, and if I could just add on to that, like the way that he said, like at first, like there was some business shit, like, you know, and yo, he handled the business like a straight professional. And there's a lot of people, there's a lot of producers or artists that don't handle the shit professionally. You know, they always want something for free and shit, whatever. Yo, the man, at first it was some business shit, and then his music, his beats were just so dope that I was like, yo, fuck the business. Like, yo, let's keep recording. So, like, he would send me beats, and I would record in Toronto, and we had probably like 7, 8 joints like that.
I think it's like 7, 8 joints, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, yo, I'm going to be out in Lyon. And well, he's like, yo, if you can make it happen, come out to Copenhagen.
Yeah.
And so then shout out to my dude Sven. He brought me out to Næstved, a.k.a. Næstved.
Næstved.
Yeah, Næstved.
New Orleans, yeah.
And so then, boom, we did the show, and Ghost Notes held me down, DJing the set, and then he was just DJing the room, killing that shit, playing nothing but like good music. Mm-hmm. And boom, then we linked up over here, and we just been going to the studio like 3 days straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so annoyed I couldn't go to that concert. I had like
It was great.
previous arrangement.
I was expecting seeing you there.
Yeah, Sven wrote me like
Yo,
long
Sven,
time
cool
before
ass
it.
dude.
Long
Shout out
time.
Sven.
Yeah,
Shout out.
a dope rapper as well. But he wrote me like as soon as he had like agreed upon it with you, way before he was just like set like reserve that date. But we had given like one of my friends like a birthday gift back in June or July last year.
Okay.
Going to like a Paul Gascoigne talk. I don't know if you follow football or soccer, but legendary British soccer player from the 90s. And
Who, Henri? Oh, no, he's not British.
No. But Paul Gascoigne, he was called. He used to take a lot of coke and beat people up and piss on them, doing a lot of weird stuff. He once stole like he stole like an animal from a zoo once, and he just stole the bus for the team and crashed it and stuff like that.
Oh, hell yeah.
He was fucked up.
Like a wild guy.
Yeah,
but you know, I always keep my appointments.
I respect that.
Yeah, I respect my friends. But I was so annoyed because
next time I'm gonna be back in June, and we're gonna be having some shows and shit.
Also, because Sven knew that you're my favorite rapper of all rappers for the last 5-6 years.
For real? That's
for real.
Oh shit!
Lasse knows that as well.
That's dope.
Shout out to my man Talks behind the scenes, bro.
He sent me a picture. He sent you a picture once when he was off the vinyls that I had.
And a fun fact, Talks, he makes the best drinks. He makes like a dark and stormy.
Dark and stormy? That shit was good.
No.
And shout out to your friend that drove the night, picked us
100%.
up with the electric car.
He was like
410 horsepower.
Oh, that was Torben, maybe, or
but he was driving within speed limits. So.
Yeah, right. Of course. Just the acceleration, though, just to get up to the speed limit.
the guy who drove you was the guy I was in Germany with. I was talking about.
Okay.
At the festival.
He's so nice.
That's how I knew that guy.
When you always
he's
playing the shit off the
super dope.
speakers and all that?
He that's the reason
Real
why I know
cool
that
guy,
him.
man. shout out. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Toxo for real, holding it down. Much
Yeah,
love.
that maybe we can quickly get into. You also like Ghost. I don't know how. Is it a secret yet? Any of it, or can we talk about you and Tux?
Yeah, we could talk.
Yeah. Yeah, just
Me and Tox got some heat.
Yeah, exactly. Ghost isn't the only Danish producer that you've linked up with.
Nah, there's only two.
Yeah.
Tox. Well, Ghost and Tox.
Yeah, 2 of the dopest Danish producers.
Yo, you know it would be sick if we did a joint, like a 7-inch or something, and call it Ghost Talks.
Ghost Talk.
Yeah. Then you can have 2 beats on each side.
That'd be
That would
dope.
actually be a pretty good idea.
That'd be dope.
He would probably do that straight away.
Yo, but we the one joint we had, Scene du Port, right? Scene du Port? Yeah, we got one joint that's so fucking crazy. I'm like kind of like singing on the hook, man. Yeah, me and
Sing on
Tox
the
got
hook?
some heat.
Dope.
What's this? Like another day, man.
Oh, yeah.
Another day. Yeah, me and Tox got some heat, man.
Yeah, we're all waiting to hear both you and Ghost and you and Tux here
Hell
in
yeah,
Denmark.
man.
It's
Yo,
just
just
dope
cool.
to see Denmark represent for that.
Man, I
100%.
love it, man. And like aside from the music, these guys are just cool dudes, man.
Word,
and like
word.
in this game, you meet so many weird people. So like when I get to meet like cool ass dudes, I really appreciate it. You know.
Yeah.
So shout out to Talk, shout out to Ghost, and shout out to everybody. I got shout out to you. You know, and shout out to everybody out here, man. I've been having mad fun time of my life. I'm gonna move out here, bro.
That would
the
be
girls
dope.
out here is just so crazy. I'm not even gonna talk about that, but yeah, the girls out here is crazy.
But
just the
Talk-
ones I be seeing on the street and like in the airplane and shit like that.
Yeah, we're just a beautiful people.
Yo, a lot
but
of beautiful
Viking
girls
blood.
out here.
Yeah, but Tux is actually also a friend of the store. He's like, I met him here, and that's how I get to
Shout
know
out to
him.
Run for Cover, man.
Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out.
Hey, yo, and when me and Talks and when me and Ghost Notes, motherfuckers really gonna need to run for cover, man. Motherfuckers really gonna need to run for cover.
They are, but we probably need to wrap this up because you have somewhere to be.
Yeah, we got
I'm
a
just-
video shoot.
Yeah.
We're going to eat some sushi with masks and
Oh, yeah,
shit.
that'd be
You
dope.
know,
That'd be dope.
Yeah, I'm
we
just
shooting
quick
a
gonna
video.
ask one thing. I don't know. I just remember you talking about like a couple, maybe 2 or 3 years ago about like an album or an EP with Mooch.
Yeah, me and Mooch
What
got
happened?
mad shit in the tub.
Yeah,
man.
when's that coming?
I don't know, but shout out to Mooch, man.
Because I've
shout
been
out to
waiting
the
for
whole
that.
clock. Shout out to Riggs. Shout out to Mooch. Shout out to Mav. Shout out to
Riggs
Rob
also,
Gates.
yeah.
Shout out to Chope. Yo, Rochester was like my second home for a minute, man. Shout out to all the cloth, man. Yo, I got stories with the cloth that could never be told. Those motherfuckers is real samurai shit. And yo, some of the dopest rappers and some of my best friends in the game. And like when anytime I would go to Rochester, me and Mooch get a big ass bottle of Henny, get drunk as fuck, you know, chop it up, smoke weed, get in the studio, kill shit, and yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in Rochester, but shout out to the Cloth, shout out to Ito, shout out to my man Rock City Mark, shout out to Jay Black. Like yo, Rochester got some of the illest rappers of all time, and like some of just the illest people of all time, man. Shout out to Ito, you know, shout out to the whole Rochester, New York.
Yeah, and shout out to all 3 of you for coming, Tux for helping out here.
Appreciate for having us.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
to Ghost.
Of course.
Is
Letting
there
us know a bit
anything
about-
else you want to say, my bro?
I'm all good, I think. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to finally link with Daniel
Yeah, in person.
in person.
Yeah, man.
Like it's
Facts.
been 8 years in the making, so I'm just happy to be here, link with him. Like always thought that he was like super humble, like riding with him. I'm quite a shy guy. I don't talk a lot, but like he's always like sending me like voice notes, and I've never sent one back. So I'm always like texting these like long ass messages. And he's like just sending me like voice notes. So yeah, like shout out Daniel.
Yeah, man. I remember
to
when
finally meet you.
I got it. Yo, likewise, my brother. I remember when I got off the plane in from Lyon to Copenhagen. I was still drunk, you know. After the show in Lyon, we fucking was partying till like 4:30 in the morning, whatever. Got to the airport still drunk. I walked through. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be past customs," but there wasn't really any customs, right? So I walked past, and I'm like looking around. And I didn't really see nobody, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go outside, smoke, give him a text, and then as I'm about to walk out the doors, I just hear, "Yo, Daniel." I look behind, my man Ghost, and I was like, "Yo, boom, got it cracking ever since."
Yeah.
Dope. But yeah, peace out. And I think we're gonna just to end it all, play Bubble Luck that's already been out. One of your
With Daniel and Lord Apex.
Lord Apex,
So
shout
you
out
Shout out
to
to Max Robin for making that happen.
Yeah.
He's managing Lord Apex, so he makes sure that all that worked out.
Yeah,
Dope.
and that Lord Apex Vide shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Super dope.
Word.
Supply and
So-
demand.
Thanks for coming, and hope you liked it out there.
Yeah, man.
Peace.
Much appreciated.
What you dealing with, man? Regular day shit. On the motherfucking ass. On the ends, we see madness, more bullshit, more hysteria. Lawyer charged double cause he know that quarter barrier cross. Border carrier shit, the more the merrier. 12, lit the cherries up there, aboard the area. She told me, son, Cigarellos, you still caught up in your ways. I'm just a product of the trade, I learned it from an early age. Don't let them trap you in cause you'll get lost up in the maze. They caught me once and they still haunt me to this day. I was undefeated, keep a fat one lit till I got half a lung. Show you how to get your brackets run. Bleed the game slower, let the package flood. One half is hate, the other half is love. Game shorty 100, get your lashes done. Never learned to pop and lock, but I learned how to pop a lock. Courtside bowl cutters, take what you got and stop. Marathon chef, hit my life for the stop and shop. BBM squad got a Northern Conference lock. Let the glass of the Michelin's $1 million envisioning. Back to back, we drop limitless till we reach at last. Talk from what I'm cooking at, this a different class. My overshot, like confetti on a stripper's ass. Fill the glass of the Michelin's $1 million envisioning. Back to back, we drop limitless till we reach at last. Talk from what I'm cooking at, this a different class. My overshot, like confetti on a stripper's ass.
Yo, nowadays you ain't gon' argue, sweet about with it. 1 foot in and 1 foot out with it. Damn, how we still look scouts in the brown fitted Averex, Apex, still move around in them. How we switch up the talk when he rhyme in the brown. Women loving all my sounds when they're drying in them. Palm of my hands got green in the brown in them. Shoes with the boots so I won't make a sound in the word. Junk with our friends again. We gon' slide to them ends again. Yeah, 3 yards to the hot box stand and the hot top random. Signs linked up, kinda felt like a plan. Mystery man van tryna goddamn them. Just on my Van Dam, frog splash drip though. Got 'em dead stock, put the green on the tick though. Part of my hip bone, 23 been flowing like 10 years. Let that sink in, plus he ain't have to force it. It was based off thinking. I had to try a few sorrows till he laid off drinking. Bum Cam getting daddy till I get that minking. Told my guy stay woke, so he laid off blinking. Cut my sighting, said it's work mode, so no more linking. Go to sleep, dream vivid till my third eye winking. Ox local if he local, cause I need that sing ting. Word, right now, brother.